Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be our visitors taking on our home team. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. His team 5 wins over their last 7 games. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. The 4 touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Man open is Robinson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They'll run for the first time here with Brown. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten the yard down to the 16. 2nd down and 8. Slot man moves right. Here's 2nd and 8. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready.
Back to throw here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And his kick is good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Well, he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Go! Cougar 19. No. Let go.
On 1st down, Miles. Down the left sideline. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 62 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Get it. Hawk 70, Hawk, let's go.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a a touchdown. A great effort there.
Hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guys have taken the lead. The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And the numbers will show he's been one of the most productive QBs in the league all season long, right up there among the leaders in passing yardage.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Left side, it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Go!
And they run the option here on first and 10.
And he stopped immediately there. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Brings up 2nd
Come on,
and
come
11
on. Set.
at the 38-yard
Cougar
line.
19. Cut it.
They'll look to throw.
A quick throw there is incomplete. When you look at this defense,
This crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. 2nd from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
21 yards there on 3rd down.
they had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9.
2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll try and sneak it here. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
4-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Brown once more. And this time he's in for the touchdown.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL, so they're not going to be denied here, and they wind up punching this one into the end zone.
Our home team 10.
So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
And now back out comes the offense.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, you know that they've been on the field? And you have both now. One big play that gets them right back up to that level.
117 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Miles. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Panthers, ready.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot.
A gain of 2.
Come on.
Brings up 3rd and less than a yard.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Hey, check that. Here we go, check.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And his guys are going to retake the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10.
Visitors 14.
So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. 3rd down and 10.
Let's go.
They'll set up a throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. From the gun, a give to Brown. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. He finds Robinson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
Let's go now.
They'll drop the throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
This is Brown going up the middle. But he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Now this time he'll look to throw. That's complete to Robinson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
2nd and inches at the 8-yard line.
Smash! Let's go.
They'll set up to throw. Touchdown! Kelsey. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys have once again taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. A 10-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. He takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. They'll run on first down. It's Miles. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll keep it on the ground. Miles. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 154 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Up the middle they go. It's Miles. Down at the 35. It'll be 2nd down. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Miles. Oh, and now a loose football. The ball comes out. And this will be scooped up by the defense. He has been a workhorse for them in this game. And
previous play is under review.
And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
Still 1st down.
Okay, ready?
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. That was huge after being behind the chains on 1st down to make this 2nd very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on 1st down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on 2nd down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, stand ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
going to run out on him.
Game offense.
Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5.
Still second down.
Ready, set.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Ready.
Up the middle they go. It's Miles. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
That's another first down. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Smash. Let's go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 181 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. They'll try to run this one in. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They held him out on second down, and now here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he won't get to the markers. They're going to stop it for a second straight play right at the line of scrimmage. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
Come on.
They'll try and run for it. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year as they have taken the lead. So that, Charles, a big decision there on 4th and goal, and it works out.
And that is an example of a coach who's confident in his team. He didn't look at it as a gamble at all. He looked at it as belief. Great starting field position. Let's go ahead and deliver, and they do.
And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Eater touchdown pass number 30 on the year last time he had the ball. We'll look to build on things here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And back to the 30. It'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
He's got the completion to Eddie Mason. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. Special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Might he be on his way to a record-setting performance here, Charles? 2nd quarter, and the yardage number already ridiculous.
And they always talk about just focusing on the next play. But sometimes it's okay to dream big because
I'm focusing on the 4th quarter already.
Listen, I don't blame you, though, because we could be witnessing some type of history here, and it's being done by him and, of course, the big guys up front who are creating the holes for him to run through.
Yeah, they've all been good so far. They'll keep it on the ground. Miles shifts by him. He's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Check. Check.
first down. It's Miles.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
A gain of 15. And
On the stick. Bring it. Here we go. Set. 70 Timberwolves. Ready.
They'll run on first down. It's Miles. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
So his big first half continues. His 3rd touchdown already. We'll have to keep watch as this game goes along, how much they want to continue to ride him, because he could be on his way to a record-setting performance.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Muscles by at the 25.
And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48 there. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And from here, that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now run, and he will take this one in for a touchdown. It's their quarterback as the first half is winding down. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. The PAT good. It will draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And fights through one man. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
So these two teams off to their left past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter.
It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
Bronco quick.
At the 40-yard line.
Right back to him on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Miles. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Howard, off play action. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Off play action. Howard. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
There he goes again. And all the way in for the touchdown. A great effort there. 36 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this up across. The 35 before he's out of bounds.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and a yard.
2nd and a yard.
Looking to throw. That's caught by his running back, Dillon. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
From left side here, and it's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Cougar 19.
Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Cowboy 80.
They'll look to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the 1st down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10.
An inside give, Brown. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
No!
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Here is 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Liking 18!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 10 yards out. And his guys have made this a one-score game now.
The offense will line up.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So they try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal.
Our home team, 32.
I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet and said, go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now.
41-yard line.
Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds, to continue to move people.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. 20! Touchdown! A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Now for the point after. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And a long run there in the end to top it off. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Looking to put a drive together. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He'll look underneath and finds Brown. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
4 yards.
Here we go.
2nd and 6. At the 40.
He'll look to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Let's go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Robinson. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
At the 45-yard line.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here we go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Ready?
Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
1st and 10 at the
Here we go.
32-yard line.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
On the handoff, this is Brown.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. The line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They're going to look to throw. This will be caught by Brown. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Robinson. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. From the right hash here. Should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
Hey, ready? Hawk 70, Hawk. Ready?
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Down the left sideline, inside the 10.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A big play there. 65 yards. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
So it's a high 5 for that one. His 5th rushing touchdown of the game as he draws ever nearer to potentially making a run at an NFL record.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead is up to 14. So they hit pay dirt on just 1 play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's second down.
Brings up second and 5.
Come on. Hey.
31-yard line.
Viking, 18.
He'll drop to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down.
Ready. 70. Let's go.
Now back to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be second down.
70.
Second and 4 at the 46-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18.
This is Brown on the draw play. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a second and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
They'll set up a throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up first and goal.
That's another first down. First and goal.
Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
His 5th rushing touchdown on the year, number 7 overall.
And his guys are able to make this a close game again. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here first and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Sheds off the tackle. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
Here's second and 7.
Here we go.
Second and 7.
Now a handoff running through the middle. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On third down, it's Miles.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Right back to him on first down. Spinning past him. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's it.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots and going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now up to 14. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
But now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now we're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
At the 46-yard line.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Back to throw here. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
Let's go. First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ready.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Second and 6. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Ready, go.
In motion right is Robinson. They'll look to throw again. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Second and 5 at the 15-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And his guys have made this a one-score game now. And oh, it's blocked. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. Well, I think there was a lot of surprise from the kicking team there. After the block, they kind of froze and then realized, oh, wait, they can return this, and they returned it all the way.
And you know why they froze? Not often do you get that second sound, right? There's the kick, you hear that, and then there's that second thud when there's a block. That's when people freeze and they have to realize where the ball is. They picked it up and took it the other way.
Come on. Set. 18 Cardinal.
On first down, it's Miles. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now here's whistles and another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Ready. Go.
On third down, it's Miles. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. They'll run on first down. Miles. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
First and goal.
This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second.
Let's go now.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
And that now 6 rushing touchdowns for him. And that ties him with Alvin Kamara, who on Christmas Day of 2020 also went for 6 touchdowns. And this is quickly turning into one of the great individual performances in NFL history.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Second down and a yard.
Gain of 9. Brings up second
Pat the
and
60.
1.
Pat the.
They'll look to throw. He's got the completion to Eddie Lacy. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
And with the clock ticking under 50 seconds now, he spikes it.
Second and 10.
Ready.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw again.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They've blanketed the field the entire game.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Corey Dillon with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some room to work. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting